are you doing? Hope you're doing well. This is Northern Lights, a library of chilly, beautiful textures, motion pads, some really cool special effects. And I'm controlling the effects and that resonance with the mod pussy. So a whole bunch of stuff to with. Northern Lights. This is a library created by a gentleman from Canada. Yes. I look far and wide. Every continent is not safe from my scanning eyes. Actually, he came to me. And we were talking about cameras because I have a Sony camera and took some photos and we were discussing things. And he'd actually released a version of this library. Oh, by the way, hello. My name is John Skippy Limcool. Glad to have you here for a video. This is cool. We're gonna look at this library. There's over 160 patches and over 90 multis. So I'm not going to play everyone. I can't. I'm not a fan of the 3-hour videos and stuff like that. So I'm going to summarize it for you. Also this week, I have some special treats. There's going to be an interview with Jason that created this library. There's a demo sequence. I can show you that for a second here in a minute that I created. And inside of the folder for this library is also that Logic demo sequence. So if you own OMG Drums, this preset will load into OMG Drums in Break Tweaker to give you the 6 sounds that were used in the demo sequence. So you can play it. And let's see what else is going to be in the library. There's going to be the owner's manual in this picture that you see. Came up very good. This is actually created by the artist Cindy Grunstein in Sweden again. She did the one for Mega Magic Pads, if you recall. And I contacted her, and she's actually going to do all the artwork for 4 libraries that Jason has. Now, the story behind Jason is these are patch libraries. He's done a lot of work in the worship music community. If you're into the Facebook, there's a whole bunch of different things that he's a part of for musicians. A lot of stuff in church is a lot more complex than it used to be. A lot of people are working with computers, multiple people on keyboards that are running. Main stage is one of the main things. He's got a whole bunch of presets for main stage for beautiful pads and like multi-minute soundscapes that you can play over and all sorts of things that they're doing in that community. So a lot of these are sounds that would be useful in that application, as well as anything in the ambient, chill, down-tempo, film. You can get really creative and change envelopes, and all of a sudden these can do all sorts of things. There's a couple of other unique things with this library. You're going to see a lot of patches that say orb. This is the first library I've released where the orb is set up and actually moving. I'm going to teach in a video that's coming up this week. I'm going to do a video also on tips and tricks, showing some new things. The orb is an area we haven't even talked about. So it's really cool after having 12 libraries at my site. There's new things in Omnisphere that we haven't even talked about yet. This is a really cool, actually you can think of it as a programmable envelope. And we'll talk about it in the video how you set it up, but you can sequence and make your own pattern of moving around and it'll record it and play it back in sync and it follows the tempo of your song. It's very, very cool. There's also one of the videos I'm going to be showing this because Northern Lights is something this can kind of do pretty cool. What is it? You have to see the video. I'm not even going to tell you. It makes sound, and it has really cool, you wouldn't believe the stuff this can do. Unbelievable. If I put this button here for fire. We'll talk about it in the video. I'm going to save it. So that's my lava lamp. That's like the lava lamp of 2016 right there, my friends. So all sorts of stuff to cover, all sorts of stuff. Please go to pluginguru.com. Come to my website and pick up this library along with any other libraries. And as always, I thank all of you sincerely for your business and support. It means a great deal to me that you support and do not lift these off from a torrent site or something like that. Good karma to all of you. Thank you. So let's go. So there's a couple basses. These are not your typical basses because it's ambient. So I have one dark, and then I have this really cool. And it has a sweet spot where it gets like overdriven. Then there's a fifth version. Okay, then the obligatory. I always have to have a dark, pure. Okay. Then we get to bells, and there's a whole bunch of bells. They're not your typical bells. Because again, think of Northern Lights. Northern Lights are flickering. They're changing all the time. They're always evolving, doing different things. I'm going to get that there. So, and you see the same name for some of these. So these are series. So you'll hear similar things. And the mod wheel typically does like huge reverb, some panning, little harmonic changes. Okay. There's Crystal Glockenspiel. Liquid. Crystal Music Box. And then the orb version. With the motion. And it's tempo based, so. If you wanted to do more, you can bring up depth. And you use the mod wheel. Distortion, just very light. It's wash. Washing out. So it's very fun to have stuff like that to play with. Hermione Twinkle. Now these names, by the way, are named after points on the map in Canada for a lot of these. And Hermione is a location in Canada. Who'da knew? I didn't know. Apparently quite a few of the names in, I think in the Harry Potter series. And again, if you want more, there's depth knobs right here, which you can. Okay. Okay. Some bell pads. That's the grunge. Here's rotary. And when you get to the multis, there's a whole bunch of different bells here too that are layers. Tons of them. Isn't that cool? So make sure you look. This is kind of like a combination mode in the Korg series or something, because Jason owns some Korg synthesizers, so he's familiar with the pad. Then layer that with the bell, and you make really cool. So many inspiring. So if you need bells and pads, this is the library that I have on my database. I don't have anything else that has this carried away with bells and motion pads. That's really what this library's focus is. So we did bass, we did bells, we did bell pads, keys, and there's a couple versions. It's actually layering the piano with a Casio type of, and the two together make a really cool. There's a brighter version. And then soft. Whenever you see soft at the end of the name, these are the patches that I created for the demo sequence, Aurora Dance. So there's piano, but I just masked it more, so it's just, if you have it without it, it's thinner. It just thickens it up and gives it this additional bigger body. It's a bigger size piano. And then ice. For that to work, some cool leads. Not your typical leads. These. Again, Northern Lights. Everything is swooshy, swirly, lots of effects, beautiful here. Okay, so now we start pads. Here we go. So the mod wheel is bringing up the harmonia and effects, all sorts of things. Orb. Slow motion. There's so many, I'm just gonna go. Almost keyboardy, paddy. You play it like a piano. It's got this nice. Reflection. Pad cedar is really lovely. Kind of sad. It's got this weepy quality to it. Okay. And there's orb version. Has some really cool distorted quality to it. Wait till I show you how to do these. It's really fun. It's very fun to make those. Hear all the motion. Some very cool, just the sound quality is really interesting. Those Canadians hear things differently, I guess. This has portamento on a pad, which is cool. So if you like Tomita, Denali, you'd expect this to be powerful, and I mean Denali's a massive mountain. Eternal Streams. Like putting some of these sounds behind like a sampled piano. Unbelievable. All of these, they're all kind of designed to give you different timbres to work with that way. They all get out of the way pretty quick. So, you know, they're not lingering long pads like Mega Magic pads. It's kind of a different concept to pads. So if you want, you just go here to the amp, to the release, bring these up nice and now it's longer. That's all you have to do if you want a longer release. Just gonna play for a second so you can hear the quality. Here's Journey. You can have motion recorded as 1, 2, or 4 measures, and then it will put it. It's very cool. Okay, Badilla Bay. Power. That better be a cool bay to have that cool of a sound to it, if you ask me. You know, there's sometimes in tracks where you need that motion, overwhelming, just everything moving thing. And here you get with one sound. You don't need anything else. Okay. Again, they're designed for layering with keyboards and so forth, so they work awesome for all these kind of Skywatcher. Here's another orb patch. Just a little twinkle. I think that's probably the sample rate being dropped. All right, here's Valley of the New Light. And Waves of Color. Find a place to put this. Okay, next up, some plucks, and these are really nice and useful. Here's Alpha's. Cool bottom end, cool twinkly high end. Here's frozen piano strings. Very expressive. Extremely expressive, my goodness. Okay, special effects. This is actually, I believe, a recording of a car that Jason did driving by. Like if you turn off all the filtering and the effects and stuff. But then I took this and he sent it to me and it didn't, Mod Wheel wasn't doing enough cool stuff. So part of my job in going through the library is making sure the Mod Wheel is really giving you a lot of variety or a really cool alternative to the sound. And for this, I wanted to, just by moving the Mod Wheel and playing a note, you can get all sorts of sweep. Here's a down sweep, so we'll start low. Have it go up, or you could do wahs. All sorts of dreamy things. And there's magnetic storm. I had it be like distorted a little bit. And then shadow drones. Some strings. But there's something kind of interesting in the layering. That's layered with it. So it's not just a string layer. Here's with orb. Other strings. Norway. The subtle Northern Lights. And then we have a whole bunch. Look at all the textures. Tons of textures. I think they're, aside from a couple box patches, the rest is these really cool. Some are, well, let me just play some. As I look up. Really cool. Here's Shimmers. Contuioto, I believe. I don't know how to say it. I'll ask Jason when we're interviewing him. Nice and delicate. So many of these great ideas starters. motion element to it. Let it grow. Cool. Monchi Mountain. Myrtle Lake. So if you like wave station kind of wave sequence things, it's definitely some of those kind of qualities to some of these patches. Shimmer. So a lot of these could almost be like pads. They're just slower. So texture would be slower pads compared to pads which are a little bit faster for layering. These are, for the most part, slower. Another wave station-esque. Wedge Pond. This is kind of haunting. Choirs. Cold, icy choirs, of course. This is down in Arctis. Yeah. They sing a phrase. Okay. Now the multis, let's go through those really quick. I showed you some of the bells. There's so many. Like that. Great power. I love that. Oh, BPM stuff. There's a ton of these too, a whole bunch. Slow, fast. Get the idea? All sorts of varieties. Okay, so here's Heaven's Breath Pulse, which is cool. Then there's a whole bunch of pads, which are layering of the pads on top of pads. Some of these you can play just a few notes and they just take up all the space. Okay, Journey to the North. Burr. Get the idea. Lights of Peace. Get the idea. Then there's a couple more pads. And there's some plucks. Okay. And then the last thing is the demo multi, which is 8 parts, because the Aurora Dance is 1 OMG with 6 sounds and 1 Omnisphere with 8 sounds. In fact, let's load that up. When I go to the other song, it's going to kill my microphone. So I'm just going to go over here and then hit play so you can hear it. So here we go. Thanks for watching this video. There's more videos of support like I showed you. We're going to talk about this cool thing. We're going to talk about tips and tricks. We're going to have an interview with Jason. We're going to have we'll go through this demo song and explain some of the things. We might even break it out and have some more things done audio-wise to it. So thank you again for your support. Enjoy the patches, and thank you. See you soon. Here we go.